Those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time.
I'm having trouble with my internet. It's dropping in my bedroom and the kitchen.
Problem in your internet is your Wi-Fi. You see, things like the size of your house, the building materials you use, like concrete walls, whether you have multiple floors. And let's not forget the distance between your modem and your devices, like your computer, your phone, TV. All these have an effect on the quality and the strength of your Wi-Fi.
How do you know this stuff?
You need to check Telem. They have mesh devices that allow you to create your own smart Wi-Fi network to cover your entire home. It's a few small devices working together like a team to cover your entire house with strong Wi-Fi signal. Super easy. Here, I get one from Telem today. Download the app from your phone app store, plug in the device, and plug into the modem. When light blinks blue, it's ready to pair via the app. Go to app, click next, and follow the instruction. Place a second device where you need coverage. Boom. Now you're covered. Telem makes it super easy. They offer convenient payment plans of just $12 a month. And my guy, and if you opt to get the fiber plan, they'll come and install it for you. Guess what? For free.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna get my smart Wi-Fi plan today.
Hey, let's do this thing.
Today self.
Get your smart Wi-Fi from Telem today.
Welcome to Morning Live. Hope you are doing well so far. Andrew and your girl
Hailey. Hi guys. Yes, that's right. We're broadcasting live from the lovely island of St. Martin. And today, guys, I have this. We're following up the escapee story from last week.
Yes. First of all, I apologize for not being here on Monday. Feeling a bit under the weather, but I'm here today, and that's what matters, right?
Yes, we all need our rest. It happens to the best of us. And today we're a little bit behind because of myself running around, being stuck in traffic, and all of those whimsical things that come with living on an island that has full of traffic congestion, which we need to do something about, but that's another story for another day.
We here.
We are here, guys. We are here. Yes. So back to the story, guys. Okay. So escapee from Anguilla arrested in Saint Martin.
Not a good August Monday for him.
No, boy. The Royal Anguilla Police Force, or the RAP, I actually like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Announced Tuesday that Justin Scared Riley, who escaped lawful custody on Tuesday, July 29th, had been apprehended following an extensive joint operation between the Royal Anguilla Police Force and authorities in French Saint Martin, and is presently in the custody of the gendarmerie. Now, the gendarmerie commandant, Lieutenant Colonel Hughes Loyes, confirmed Riley's recapture, expressing satisfaction over the close cooperation between the two police forces that enabled the escapee's arrest. The RAP have been urgently seeking the public's assistance following the escape of last week of Riley, 19, of Stony Ground, who is in the custody of the Princess Alexandra Hospital. Riley escaped at approximately 2:50 p.m. on Tuesday, July 29th, while receiving medical attention. He is wanted in connection with the shooting incident that occurred at the Rock Farm area in the early hours of Tuesday, July 15th. He is charged with possession of firearm causing grievous bodily harm, attempted murder, trespass with intent to inflict grievous bodily harm, possession of ammunition, discharge of firearm, and unlawful assault. The RAP thanks the public for its continued cooperation and commends the ongoing collaboration with the regional law enforcement partners to ensure public safety across our borders. And that concludes the story, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, back in St. Martin now, the prosecutor office of St. Martin, the OM, and the St. Martin Police Force, KPSM, appealed to the public for the assistance following a violent armed robbery that occurred last week at approximately 3:13 p.m. in the lobby of Simpson Bay Resort, targeting Splash Jewelry. During the incident, 3 masked individuals clad in dark and blue clothing drove into the premises to gain entry to the hotel lobby and the jewelry store. A store owner was injured after being struck on the head with a hammer. Following that, the perpetrators fled the scene with an undisclosed amount of jewelry. Law enforcement is investigating this serious crime, and the support efforts. Screenshots of surveillance video have been made public for identification purposes. So anyone with information is urged to contact the police anonymous tip line at 9300, that's 9300, or direct police line, which is 54222222. My favorite phone number.
542222.
All information is valuable and significantly help the investigation. So that is what is happening right now. Of course, as you know, many robberies took place on the island, and now the prosecutor office came out with a picture of the individual at least halfway, and any information that will solve this robbery will be great for the police force of St. Martin. Now, do you remember going to Holland? Did you go to Holland?
Yeah, I've been to Holland. I used to live in Holland.
Okay, did you get a scholarship?
No, I didn't get. I didn't study in Holland. What I did is I went to New York and did like a little work stint and stuff.
Oh.
My siblings, on the other hand, did go to Holland. But my goal is to, when I pick up my studies, to find an online program in Holland. And
okay, so you got a plan.
yeah, I have a plan. I mean, like, listen, this whole media thing kind of just like picked me up and took me by storm, because when I was ready to like pick up my studies, that's when I got hired by the radio station. So I was kind of like,
oh, so the media.
It just kind of like, yeah, because I was gonna jump headfirst into law, and then everybody's like, no, you should do communications. Oh, this radio thing makes sense. Yes, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, but like for us, when you do these type of careers, you're taught to have like a plan A and a plan B.
And C.
So my plan A was law, my plan B was communications and English, and then plan C, if anything artsy fartsy or modeling or something picked up, I'd have been like, okay, cool, let's go. Like,
you would be a wonderful model.
oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, 25 students left on Sunday.
Oh, it's that time of the year again?
Yes, they left on Sunday and they went and study.
Why does it feel like the groups get smaller and smaller and smaller every single year?
Because less and less and less people are going. They'd like to do their own part, apparently. Or it's a bit more strenuous now.
Well, I heard that I heard that it is very difficult to get Duo and receive financial help now, and
no, Duo is Duo. Duo is in the Netherlands.
Okay, so
so the scholarship is from St. Martin.
Yeah.
That's the one where they pay your ticket, and
that's the one
you hardly have any money left. That's why you go and get Duo. That's actually how it is.
But it's a shame, because they only focus on kids that have Dutch passports, which sucks, because in my situation, if they had helped me a little bit, and imagine all the stuff that I was doing for the island. I was in Teen Times on the cover every week almost. I was representing for Essex Assembly Court. I was doing the national debate, LIDC. I was in almost every single,
You should have a wonderful CV.
I have a great CV, but it would be great if somebody kicked me maybe 10 or 20 grand to go to school, so I can continue to represent St. Martin, because no matter where I went in the world, I had St. Martin on my back.
Kicking you money is wild, though.
No, but before government fell, I was already talking to the education sector and being like, hey, I don't have a Dutch passport, but I've done all of this stuff for you guys. Can I get some help with school? And then government fell right around the time that I was graduating, so I could not follow up that conversation. And
look how the government falling affects people,
really,
though.
And it wasn't supposed to be because I was talking to all of these different ministers and stuff, and I was represented by HEAF, the Hyacinth Richardson Education Awareness Foundation. Shout out to Mr. Hyacinth, by the way. He's great. And he's also been there in my corner to try to help me to figure out what's the best path forward because I've been trying to, just claim my Dutch passport, and then they're giving me a headache because I missed a certain window and I was born in the States.
Yeah, the gap.
So it's a very, it kind of makes me sad because I've lived in the Dutch kingdom longer than I've lived in the United States, between St. Martin and Holland. I've only lived in the States maybe 5-6 years of my life, so it's
more St. Martin than anything
St. Martin
else.
and then a few years between Netherlands. So there's got to be something that they can do for me.
The head of the education for study financing spoke to reporters on Sunday, so we have that for you. Let's go to that.
Aqui estamos con Antonio Venturi.
Mr. Venturin, you are the effort to ensure that the students are sent off accordingly. There are lots of preparations went into their being at that stage. Give us some insight, if you may, as to what's the anticipation as far as the students living here.
Well, of course, we send off our students well prepared, and preparation actually is going to continue in the Netherlands upon arrival in the Netherlands. They have an orientation week. They have 2 days of intensive preparations at the hotel, where we're going to reinforce some of the study skills. Now we're going to focus on some of the study skills needed to be successful when studying in the Netherlands. So our anticipation, putting all of that into our students, we have high hopes for our students, and of course we send them off is not the final process for us, because we continue to guide them. We have people on the ground in the Netherlands who will continue to guide and support them to kind of ensure that they are successful during the course of their studies. And if not, then we always sit down, reevaluate with them and see what's the best course of action.
To advise students are living, are you convinced that they will do well in the Netherlands?
Well, the Netherlands is one of the most difficult areas to go and study. That's been proven. There are a number of studies that prove that a transition from St. Martin, from the Caribbean Netherlands in general to the Netherlands is extremely difficult. Our students have a lot of difficulties adapting to the Dutch cultural educational style, and I honestly feel that this could be made much easier for our students if the Dutch universities themselves, the schools, similar to what is done in the US and Canada, do a bit more to guide the students themselves. But it's proven that the transition from the Caribbean Netherlands, from the Netherlands and Greece to the Netherlands is an extremely difficult one, and it's not even anymore. Before it used to be the language, but most of these kids are going into international English language programs. But just adapting to the whole lifestyle in the Netherlands is extremely difficult.
What percentage of students actually continue with what they opt to study without having to falter?
Well, that's about, annually we have about 60 to 75% who continue on and are successfully complete their first year. So it varies from year to year, but last year we had about 60 to 70% of the students who were successful in completing their first year.
What's your advice to students living?
Well, my advice is always simple. You're going out there to study. You're going out there as a representative of St. Martin. You're going into a big country. So you have to adapt, but remain steadfast with your values that you have. Don't lose yourself. You're there to study. So focus on your education and, get your degree, get some experience and return home to help us build this country.
Let's recycle to the preparations and what have you. Workshops were held. Students, I take it, do understand that the culture in the Netherlands is totally different to that of St. Martin. How much of that we brought to the attention during the workshops?
That's a good question. We had a workshop specifically geared on two things we focus on this time. So we focus on integrating into Dutch society, the Dutch norms, values, cultures, laws, legislation, the do's, the don'ts, your rights, your obligations. So we had an extensive workshop on those things. But we also focused together with the culture department on reinforcing the St. Martin cultural identity in them. So Ms. Clara Reyes did a fantastic job with the students. She came in and she did a workshop with them about the St. Martin cultural heritage. So with that, we think we've given them a big enough toolkit to know what's coming from the strength of what they have already within it.
Mr. Venturin, thank you, man.
So here's the story.
Antonio Aventuran, and he's the head of study financing for St. Martin, and he spoke to members of the media Sunday last at the Princess Juliana International Airport. Speaking of the airport, did you get to go to Anguilla August Monday?
No, not this year. Maybe next year if somebody wants me to come and work on their boat, I will definitely come and turn out some tricks and drinks.
Turn out some tricks.
Turn out some drinks, not tricks, drinks in that bar. No, man. I've only gone to August Monday in the capacity of working. I've never gone just for fun.
Oh yeah, well that's pretty cool.
And my dad would never let me get off the boat. He would tell the captains, because my dad's also a captain. He's like, my daughter's not getting off the boat. She can work in your bar, but she's not getting off.
She's not getting off the boat.
No, she's not allowed to get. Maybe she can swim around the boat, but she's not allowed to step foot on that land. And I was like, okay.
We have swimmers that came back from Singapore. We'll address that story right after this commercial break. Stay with us.
I'm calling my heart, calling my heart, calling my
Here
heart.
in St. Martin, we take pride in our island and want the world to see us, to hear us, and to dream about us.
Yeah, it's here, certainly. Oh my God, this gotta be the first place with these now. Yeah, this is it. Can I get this one printed, please?
Of course, let me get it ready for you. Here you go.
Thank you, bro. Like, this was really quick and I appreciate it because I'm on the run. Have a good one.
Yes.
I keep forgetting to cue.
Welcome back.
Hi guys. Hey guys. All right, so we're gonna follow up with the story where the airport showcases the star swimmers, and the minister plans to recognize each of the athletes at the recognition entry ports, which is awesome. Okay, airport. St. Martin swimmers Nigel Fontenelle, forgive me, Nigel Fontenelle and Nadia Bourne were welcomed home in a big way on Tuesday, with their images proudly displayed at the Princess Juliana International Airport on their return from the World Champions in Singapore. Yes, that's right, y'all. We have St. Martin representing in Singapore. That is amazing. Now, both athletes set new national records for the St. Martin in the 50-meter freestyle event at the international competition. Fontenelle clocked a time at 25 seconds in the men's 50-meter freestyle, while Bourne set a new national record at 29.63 seconds in the women's division. Minister of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports Melissa Gumbs shared the display on her Facebook page, thanking PGIA for getting on board the representation train. This is just a taste of things to come, and I'm excited to share what the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sports has planned to recognize our athletes and cultural icons at our ports of entry in the near future, said Gumbs. While I wasn't back as yet to welcome home our aquatic athletes, I'm extremely proud of what they have accomplished, end quote. And that concludes the story, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go to the video. We got a video at the airport.
We got a video.
What I'm seeing out today.
Great to have you along this evening. Great to have you along this evening. Well, the issue of passports and granting of passports, who is qualified to hold a Bahamian passport, and just how many of them are floating out there, again, in the headlines on social media is what people are talking about. Bahamian people. You've seen in recent time a number of persons have been hauled before the courts, foreigners, Bahamians, charged with either fraud or the possession of illegal documents or even fraudulent Bahamian passports. How is it happening? You saw last evening I had on this show the Chief Passport Officer, Nicholas Simonet, who talked about steps that are taking and an audit done by his department that revealed these various loopholes and revealed the frauds, the fraud acts that are happening, and how, of course, it led to the prosecution of those that we saw hauled before the courts just Monday of this week. And so, many of you, though, are still very much on the fence. You have concern about the fact that these Bahamian passports are now just appearing a little too common in the hands of too many people that do not qualify to have them and hold those very sacred documents. Joining me this evening on the show, at the top of tonight's show, is former House Speaker Halson Mutri. Good evening to you, Mr. Speaker. It's good to have you here. Welcome to Be on the Headlines.
Good evening, Shanique. It's a pleasure to be here.
I know that you paid very close attention last evening to that interview with the Chief Passport Officer, Nicholas Simonet, because you've been hammering home this message of sovereignty, this message of citizenship, and all of the documents and accoutrements that accompany that for quite some time now. Yes. And you are quite concerned also about the number of fraudulent documents that are turning up in the hands of foreigners.
Yes, I listened and I watched the show last night because I was concerned that we are not taking this breach of our sovereignty and our Constitution very seriously. I was surprised to hear the Chief Passport Officer say that he can only speak for himself, which to me is an expression of a lack of confidence in the persons that he's supervisor of.
Wait, you're saying you were surprised to hear him say that when I asked the question, did the investigation or audit reveal anybody in his department who may be compromised? And when he said, listen, I can only speak for myself, you're saying you found that surprising?
I found that surprising because I read that as a lack of confidence in the very staff that he works for.
Oh, wow, that's a way to interpret it.
And also, I think the Minister of Foreign Affairs should be also concerned if the Chief Passport Officer is indicating a lack of confidence in others who work with him. And perhaps he knows something. Perhaps he knows why he cannot vouch for those other persons. Because there are a number of things happening in this country with respect to the granting of citizenship that is unconstitutional, number one, and the government seems to be forging ahead with the granting of citizenship under the Bahamas Nationality Act, even though they are fully aware that the Bahamas Nationality Act cannot be extended without a referendum, because
what is the Bahamas Nationality Act? Many of us aren't familiar.
Bahamas Nationality Act is the Act of Parliament that the Department of Immigration and the government is using to justify the naturalization of persons who are seeking citizenship in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
So that's not the part of the law, the immigration law that says, for example, people who were born here and once they get to the age of 18, they have that window to apply. That's not that you're speaking of.
Well, that's the Constitution.
Okay.
So when you miss that window of opportunity, the Bahamas Nationality Act cannot catch those persons.
Also, this is what you're saying. So, many people do miss that window.
Many have missed that window.
Right.
But they have a policy at the Department of Immigration that permits them to consider those persons' application. And if you look in the newspaper on a almost daily basis now, you can see numbers of persons making applications under the Bahamas Nationality Act to gain citizenship. Now, what concerns me with that is that we are creating what I call fake and pseudo Bahamians, because those persons are fictitious. Most of them who are making these applications, they are not Bahamians, but they have Bahamian names. And I brought some information with me this evening, some evidence. So what you have happening is, on a daily basis now in the newspaper, you can see persons giving notices.
Well, but we've noticed that and discussed it on the show, yes.
Yes. Numerous notices appearing in the papers where people are
How do you explain that? Because we've seen Chinese trying to change their names to Bahamian names. Why? And or even any other nationality, Haitians, wherever else, from wherever else. Because the thing is, we know the laws of immigration as it relates to citizenship, but this changing of name is almost as though, like, who are we granting these citizenships to?
Yes, and we have to do our due diligence. So what I decided to do, I said, you know what I would do?
Okie dokie, and that was a story from the Bahamas where Haitian nationals, apparently who do not have legal residence, are asking for citizenship now. However, they were discovered on the list for the voters registry, so they're dealing with that over there. Special thanks to Beyond for that particular clip. Hales.
Yes, guys, I'm here to do the horoscopes right now. Yay, I'm so excited to do it. I promise we're going to get through it today without laughing, because I'm not going to think of anyone or anything in specifics. Okay, cool. So today's horoscopes were done by Maggie Helena. Shout out to Maggie Helena at the Daily Herald. You keep doing your thing, girl. Okay, Aries, March 21st to April 19th. Someone's loyalty could come into question in the workplace. Consider facts only, not gossip. Listen hard to your intuition to get the message. Avoid sudden impulsive spending or money moves. Okay, don't touch money. Stay away from that. And don't listen to no melee. Trust your gut. That's how I interpreted that. Okay, Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. Count to 100 before you speak or act today. An impulse could create unforeseen consequences. A search for intel could yield results you've been waiting for. Try to avoid financial overthinking. Okay, that's really a good one too. Gemini, May 21st to June 20th. If something's been hanging on and nagging you, see if you can get it worked out and lay it to rest. Communication could move things forward now. Be wise, not reactive, in relationships especially. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Both challenges and improvements could come your way. Don't completely rule out what may be needed to change. That's worded so weird. I'm sorry. An ongoing relationship could dazzle. If single, separate wheat from chaff. If single, separate wheat from chaff. Okay. If single, separate wheat from chaff. Okay.
Okay, Maggie.
Okay, Maggie. Leo. Leos. July 23rd to August 22nd. Most days you shouldn't shrink yourself, but it might actually be needed to mute yourself slightly today. Inner peace can be accessible if you need to make a financial move. Consider it now, because now is the time. That's so unlike Leos to be told to shrink yourself, Leos like to be roar, hear me roar. So I kind of feel bad for them today with that one. I guess I need to listen to this one a little bit too. All right, Lee, are you ready?
I'm ready for my Virgo. Let's go.
Okay, Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. Be gracious if someone else takes center stage. Your turn will come. Friendships could be especially rewarding. Business prospects should offer more upside than worry for the next little bit. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Okay, Libra, be the answer to a problem or situation today. An old issue may soon come forward, so become more visible so you can heal it. Acts of altruism could help define you and warm your heart. All right, Scorpio. Now, you Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Now, may not be the time for a confrontation with a friend or in a group setting. Let the situation sort itself out a little and a little bit more. Giving without specific expectation is the only way to really let this, solve itself. So let the universe return it to you. You hear that? Scorpios, let the universe return it to you. That sounds like you're about to get a heavy dose of all the karma that you've been doing.
Wow. I wanted to say it. You said it. Love it.
I love we're like on the same page.
Yeah. We're on the same page when it comes to Scorpios. Yeah.
Okay. I digress. Sagittarius, listen up, buttercups. November 22nd to December 21st. Your wisdom could be needed right now. Do you know a wise Sagittarius? Because I know a lot of wise Sagittariuses. They're actually pretty wise. If you need to address something, do it with quiet confidence. Do not bluster to avoid resistance. A new source of cash could emerge in the next few months. Most of my Sagittarius people are always like flush with cash too, so they must be doing something right.
Must be?
They must be doing something right. Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. Let them help you. Allow a partner or colleague to assist. Get busy in acquiring new skills. You may not be able to use them soon. Don't pedestal a friend. You see, that's the same weird one from last week. Don't put someone, people say pedestal, but I say don't put you on a pedestal. So hearing that is just, okay, is whatever. Don't pedestal a friend. Keep things even and equitable. Okay? We're going to keep things even and equitable. We're going to ask for help. We're going to let people assist us today. We're not going to be arrogant and vain and do everything on our own, Capricorns. Okay, I have too many Capricorn friends, so I can say that. Okay, now we're at the best one, Aquarius. Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. Confidence and strategy can team up to bring rewards. A financial worry might be nothing. Check it out to be sure either way. Make yourself felt, but not too heavily for the next few days. This resonates with me completely. This is exactly where I was thinking about what I needed to do with myself and my finances. So thank you.
You got it down packed?
I got it down packed. And last but not least, Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. A lot can go more right than you may think now, so be patient. Get proactive to resolve a joint deal or situation. There should be a path forward to be found. An act of devotion can open the heart. Yes, an act of devotion can open the heart, Pisces. And that has been the end of your horoscopes. But before we conclude the horoscopes, can we do a quick birthday shout out to DJ Blaze? Because it was DJ Blaze's birthday officially as of the 4th. But he's got like a whole week of fetes and parties going on.
Yeah,
so tonight,
every single day.
Every single day he's got parties going on. He's got one here, he's got one there, he's got one at Lotus tonight.
It's a whole week.
I believe it's Sexy and Black at Lotus tonight. So yeah, you're going to catch us there.
Shout out to DJ Blaze.
Yeah, shout out Blaze. Bap, bap. Happy birthday, Blaze.
Happy birthday. And yes, celebrate responsibly, of course.
Yes, guys.
All right, until Friday, thank you so much for watching. Of course, stay with Late Night Show with Andrew Dick Facebook page as we give you the latest and different programs.
See you guys on Friday.
See you.
Ciao for now.